Yeah. So this is really the last window, you would think, for your own. 3 cards in hand.
The Searing Blaze is more or less shut off without a land.
Plated Geopede,
without a land.
Hellspark Elemental, and Searing Blaze. Looks like the best card in Standard, Knight of the Reliquary, is going to take LSV out of danger and head him towards a 2-0 lead.
LSV could not get that Nacatl in the path of that thing fast enough.
Yeah.
Geopedes? Okay.
Yeah, that is not exciting enough, I'm afraid, for the mono red.
And
you are going to see that life total go in reverse once again. It was at 1 and now it's at 7.
It's about to hit 13. He's going to be able to deal 9 here. He has a Bloodbraid out. I don't know if he'll play it or not.
Attack. Yep. 6, and I'm at 13.
You really get to see Basilisk Collar in action here. Just spectacular.
Go.
There's another Knight of the Reliquary. And a Raging Ravine. Rich, are we able to get any updates on what's going on the back tables?
Yeah, on table B, that is Niels Viana against Simon Gertzen. Niels likes to get to 6 mana for Open the Vaults. It did not happen. He had mana problems, and Simon Gertzen just ran him over. So Gertzen leads the All-European battle 1-0. And then Daniel Grafensteiner of Germany up against Craig Wesco. The White Weenie is 1 down to Angels. Baneslayer and Ameria come over. And
I knew the Knights were going to be a problem.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Game 2 goes to Luis.
I thought you were going to be a problem. You're absolutely right. Jeroen Canis is a bit of a problem.
What do you think tipped him off to being a problem? 16-0.
Well, there's that too. But just you only need to look at the table. You don't even need to look at the man or the record. You just look on the board and see those Knights of the Reliquary. Now, Jeroen Canis, let's tell you a little bit more about him, especially as we may not have too much longer to do so. Jeroen Canis is 28 from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Began playing at the Eventide pre-release. There you see his record, 8 pro points. So he more than doubles that, because even if he goes out against LSV here, which is still not certain, of course, he will get 12 pro points. All the quarterfinalists get 12 here, 16 for the losing semi-finalists, 20 for the finalist, and then the big 2-5, 25 points to the winner. Debuted in Austin last year, of course, won by Mr. Brian Kibler with Punishing Fire that Canis has in his deck. And as we mentioned in the pre-game, he beat Nassif twice yesterday, and the way he did it to make the top 8 was phenomenal. Deciding game of round 16, he gets Nassif to 3. He has a plated Geopede in play, a Hellspark Elemental in the graveyard that he can unearth, but that will not suffice because Nassif has 5 mana and gets out Baneslayer Angel. The only way Canis can win is if there is burn on the top of the deck. And there was a lightning bolt on the top of the deck. It was Craig Jones, but in reverse, and Nassif was out of his chair this time, and he just couldn't believe it. It was like he was literally electrocuted.
Yeah, literally bolted out of his chair.
He was bolted out of his chair. I mean, it was a spine-tingling moment. It was great to be there.
And if you saw Nassif after the match, he just looked devastated.
Yes.
That would have been his 10th top 8.
And you know, the hunger never goes away. 9 Pro Tour top 8s, a winner of a Pro Tour last year, a Player of the Year, arguably the 3rd greatest player of all time, a mortal lock, as you like to say, BDM, for the Hall of Fame.
I mean, not just a mortal lock for the Hall of Fame, I think mortal lock for leading the ballot for the Hall of Fame this year.
And he was, as you say, he was distraught.
Anyone who doesn't vote for Nassif on their Hall of Fame ballot has not been watching Magic for the last 10 years.
We could defriend them on Facebook. So, away we go with Game 3.
Sterling Wildwood to lead off the
for LSV.
Match for LSV.
Canis again, no Goblin Guy, turn 1. Goes fetches Mountain number 2. You have to keep believing. And Mono Red is a deck that you can keep believing with, because you can just script up the plays. You go Hellsthunder, Hellsthunder, Hellsthunder Unearth, Hellsthunder Unearth. Here's a Ball Lightning to kill you. You know.
Hellspark?
Hellspark, 3.
17.
Only 17 to go. Apart from the only bit.
And if LSV stumbles at all, it's very easy for this deck to put Luis on 11 next turn.
Yeah, and here we see Luis without a noble hierarch, without Wildner Cattle to get in the way. He is just sitting there with 2 land and pass. 3 for Jeroen. Off he goes. So we get to 3. So that's Hell's Thunder or Ball Lightning, if he has one.
A ball. I see a white border, so
That's encouraging.
that sounds like a ball lightning for Canis.
Yeah. A great card for old timers, Ball Lightning. We've been using those since the late 90s and having great fun with those in mono red decks, and here they are again in a new decade on the Pro Tour. 6. Yeah, and you hear LSV not just say, yes, I'm on 11, but yeah, I'm on 11. 3rd land.
Go.
Out comes the Spark Mage. So that kind of puts a crimp in the whole Ball Lightning plan, but less so for Hell's Thunder.
And on the Unearth Hellspark Elemental plan.
Yeah. So now Canis will look to take to the air, or maybe bolt the Spark Mage out of the way. It looks like he's got a Lightning Bolt there in front of his hand. As he looks at his options. Remember, Gertson 1-0 up over Vian. Grafensteiner 1-0 thanks to his Angels over Craig Wesco. Still no score in Bogamers against Yoshihiko Ikawa, the lone Japanese player.
Bolt the Cunning Spark Mage. 2 mana showing. Freshly cast Hellspark Elemental. And Luis is down to 8.
And go.
Really looking at almost lethal amounts of damage next turn.
4th land, it is a Rootbound Crag. But we need to see something good, or Jeroen Canis will be off the duck. And that's great, because no one wants to lose 3-0 in their first top 8, because you go to bed Saturday with so much hope of excitement, and you come in and you get blown out. Not nice.
I don't know that anyone who goes to bed Saturday night with facing the prospect of LSV in the quarterfinals goes to bed optimistic.
There is that.
14 and I'm at 11.
Yeah, and there's the brakes applied. Back we go. Ajani is down.
And Lightning Helix has been applied.
Yep. So he's back up to 11 LSV. In the background you see Niels Vian, left of screen now. The back table, I can tell you that Carl Bogamers has taken the opening game in the Jund Mirror over his Japanese opponent, Yoshihiko Ikawa. Kyle only 20, he'll feel good about getting underway with a win, calm the nerves a little bit under the lights and in the full glare of the global spotlight. So, Stoneforge Mystic, this is another part of the whole fun Basilisk Collar combo, as it were. The chance to go fetch an equipment.
Perhaps a Behemoth Sledge.
For example.
Looking at his hand, trying to figure out whether he wants to get a collar or a sledge.
And it looks like Punishing Fire, Earthquake, and a Hell's Thunder. There you see it. Those are the 3 cards for your own Canis. And I'm looking at the flavor text, none of them say die LSV die.
Go.
I didn't quite catch which card he got there. Looks like
that looks
his sledge.
Sledge at the front of his hand. So Spark Mage is down, Stoneforge Mystic is down. Jeroen lays land number 4. It's an Arid Mesa, another fetch land. Rather less useful for the mono red deck than the fetch lands are for the Knight of the Reliquary decks, it's fair to say.
Fetch.
No, it's pretty nice with the GAPs.
Sure.
You're getting in for 5 on turn 3.
Nice cheeky 5/5 first strike, but none of that has really happened. The red deck, you're used to exploding out with Goblin Guide, and then in you go with Hellspark, and it's Ball Lightning turn 3, and they're very nearly dead. That has not happened in any of these games, even before LSV applied the brakes and started reversing the life total.
Earthquake for 3.
Earthquake for 3.
So I shoot you in response.
Go.
This is going to play Bloodbraid Elf and hope he goes into collar.
My Cascade is Lightning Bolt. Nonetheless, Canis now down to single figures. There's a Bloodbraid Elf right there that, of course, has haste.
I believe it will not avail itself of haste.
It'll just sit there as a little bit of blocking insurance. Will not be blocking Hell's Thunder, though, which we know that
I
Canis
don't think
has.
this matters.
Searing Blaze, Hell's Thunder, Punishing Fire. Can you craft damage out of this? Can you craft enough?
Magic the Puzzling. Introductory level.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not get Mark Rosewater involved in this. Without the landfall, Searing Blaze is just one. One to creature, one to player. With landfall, it would have been 3. So 2 mana.
With a 5th mana, he can just win this turn.
That's right. You go landfall. There's Searing Blaze for 3.
Sec.
So off we
one.
trade. 1 goes through. Alice feet down to 4.
The Hellspark Elemental is potentially lethal next turn.
Go.
Yep. But needs the land. So Canis will be looking for a land. And he has Searing Blaze and Punishing Fire still sitting there. So land is pretty much game.
No,
End of
Punishing
turn.
Fire you.
Punishing Fire you. Down to 2.
I believe he's holding the Health Thunder, so I think this
Oh,
is
okay.
a jump
Fine.
game.
Yep. Here we go. Heavy breathing from Canis. What is he?
How many cards left?
How many cards you got?
And how many?
No lands in my graveyard.
No lands at all. So the
Hell's
knight's
Thunder.
just a knight.
I got the Hellstone.
1, 2, 3. I have the Hell's Thunder. Oh. LSV says, I'll go get a planes. We're about to see path. We are. You thought you had me. You do not yet.
But Luis is at 1.
And there is damage in hand for Canis.
But we're going to untap with a Behemoth Sledge.
Yeah. Oh, so close.
Go.
So that is a 3/3, which is going to become a 5/5.
Attack for 6.
Attack for 6.
Yep.
Good game. And